Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope that you all are doing fine. Today our lesson will be inappropriate pronoun shift. First, you have to log in using the aplusstudent.com. Click on your name, move on to language at the grade 7. And our chapter will be inappropriate pronoun adverbs. Lesson is correct inappropriate shifts in pronoun number and person. Alright, so pronouns must agree with their antecedents in number and person. Do not use a plural pronoun for a singular antecedent or singular pronoun for a plural antecedent. So they must always agree. The plurals or the singular must go together. So plural and plural, singular and singular. You cannot use a plural pronoun for a singular antecedent. It doesn't work like that. So they must have an agreement. The pronouns must have agreement with their antecedents. Okay, so a sea urchin has long, sharp spines all over there. So if you put there, no, its body. So you have to slash this and put its body all over its body. Do not shift person within a sentence. In particular, do not use the second person pronouns you or your to refer to a first person or third person antecedent. At this school, students need to take at least 3 English classes before you graduate. No, but you would have to say before they graduate. Okay, so when you don't know the gender of a singular antecedent, you may pick one gender or use both. So let's say that you don't know, you can pick one of the genders and use it, or you can use two of the genders. That's why sometimes we have a chemist who often design his or her own experiment. So because we're not certain who the gender is, what the gender of the chemist is, so we would just use his or like this. Okay, so his or her. All right, so we can say chemist will often design his own experiments, or chemist will often design her own experiments. But once you don't know the gender, you just say his or her. Okay. All right, so let's look at some examples here. We have find the incorrect pronoun and type it correctly. It's fine for students to miss class when sick as long as dash make up any missed work as soon as possible. So it will be what? As long as they make up any missed work as soon as possible. So you'd have they. So the pronoun you is incorrect. You cannot use you there because it is incorrect. Its antecedent is student and it's in the third person. So the pronoun should be in the third person too. So you changed you to they. So if you're having first person, it's gonna be first person all through. You cannot have first person and then you use third person with it. So if it's first person antecedent, you would have first person pronoun as well. Okay, so we have a career in journalism can be incredibly rewarding despite its demands. News correspondents may not enjoy the long hours and frequent travel, but Dash get the satisfaction of bringing groundbreaking stories to the public. So, what is the right pronoun here? What do we have here? So you can also say, but they get the satisfaction of bringing groundbreaking stories. So you cannot use you. If you use you, it is incorrect, okay? Because the news correspondent is in third person. So the pronoun should be in third person as well. All right, let's look at this one here. A volunteer at the Castroville Animal Shelter must have prior experience working with animals, and Dash must not have any pet allergies. So, what should be the right pronoun here? So we will have what? He or she. Okay. So now if you use the pronoun you, it's incorrect. Okay. The antecedent, a volunteer at the Castroville Animal Shelter is in third person. So the pronoun should be in third person too. So you change you to he or he, she. Right? Because we do not know the genders of the volunteer, right? So we cannot really tell who the volunteer would be. Is it a male or female? So we just go ahead and use he or she. Okay, just because we're not certain what the gender is. All right, so move on to the test, and you can share your answers with me if you know it. All right, so moving into the test, we have it's important for the members of any committee or team to communicate well as a group so Dash can work together effectively. So, you or they, what would be the right pronoun here? So we will have they, so groups, so they can work together effectively. You cannot use you there, that would be inappropriate. So an experienced traveler usually knows how to navigate through big airports and can easily find dash way around a new city. So is it their or his or her way? What is the right pronoun here? All right, so we can have big airports and can easily find his or her way around a new city because the gender is not specified right now, so we don't know who the explorer would be. Okay, so a career in journalism can be incredibly rewarding despite its demands. News correspondents may not enjoy the long hours and frequent travel, but Dash get the satisfaction of bringing groundbreaking stories to the public. So they or you, what do you think is the right one here? Alright, so we have they get the satisfaction of bringing groundbreaking stories to the public. Okay, so a good host knows how to make people feel comfortable. If a guest arrives alone, making him or her or them feel welcome is especially important. So, what do you think, him or her or them? What is the right one here? Alright, so we would have words him or her because it's talking about guests now. So it could be any of the guests, a male or female. Candidates for the job will make a good impression if dash are knowledgeable about the company's products and services. So you or they, what do you think? So if they are knowledgeable about the company's products and services. Okay, so we have the next one. A good manager should be approachable and should encourage creativity in dash employees. So their or his or her. What do you think? So we have in his or her employees. Okay. So, to be successful, a professional photographer should have a high quality camera, and Dash must have a good eye for interesting angles. So, is it he or she or you? What do you think here? All right, so we have he or she must have a good eye for interesting angles. Okay, so next up, a doctor needs at least 4 years of medical training and then must pass difficult board examination before Dash can begin to practice medicine. They or he or she, what do you think? Okay, so before he or she can begin to practice medicine, pilot should carefully check every control in the cockpit before Dash requests permission for takeoff. So before they or before you, what do you think? Okay, so before they request permission for takeoff. So a prawn is a small dried plum with wrinkled skin that can be used in cooking to make both savory and sweet dishes. So eat or day, what do you think? Okay, so we have it can be used to cook both savory and sweet dishes. Okay, so yeah. All right. If freelance writers want to attract new clients, that should advertise online and in local newspapers. So you or they. Okay, so they should advertise online and in local newspapers. So we have the next. Although cougars generally prefer to live in areas with dense vegetation, dash can also be found in wide open spaces. So what do you think? It or they? Okay, so we have. So we can say what? If you say it, it is absolutely wrong. But we can say they can also be found. Okay, they. All right, people with positive attitudes tend to be more successful in life because dash are more likely to focus on solution rather than problems. So they or you, what do you think? Okay, so we have they are more likely to focus on solution rather than problems. Okay, so a successful long-term friendship requires hard work, but Dash can be a source of emotional support and happiness. So what do you think is the option, day or eat? Okay, so we have day. Okay, they can be a source of emotional support. When a tailor cuts and measures fabrics, Dash must leave extra room for the hem. He or she or you, what do you think? So he or she must leave extra room for the hem. Okay, he or she. So yeah, Lisa loves to put raisins in almost everything. She especially loves to sprinkle dash in her cereal. So them or eat. What do you think? Okay, so we have them in her cereal. Okay. All right, so that's it for our lesson on the inappropriate pronoun shifts. Can you tell me if you have any questions or not? All right, so if you have no questions, we'll end here for today. Try to complete this lesson later on in your free time, and we will see you again next time. Bye, everyone.